Okay, my name is Jeff Airoldi from Crockett, still in Crockett. Position, I played some center, some forward. I love sports. Played basketball with Jeff since we were about that tall, and just always liked it. Kept playing, loved playing in high school.
Do you remember any expectations you had for yourself or the team that year?
Just to win.
So I want you to incorporate her question into the answer. So instead of saying just win, it's like my expectation that year was.
Okay.
Because we're cutting her questions out.
Oh. My expectations for Jeff and my junior year was to win. We knew we could win. We didn't know how good we could be. We ended up being pretty darn good. And with a great coach. I mean, one of the best coaches I've ever been in contact with. I've played a lot of sports, coached some sports, my kids' teams, and that was just the best coach that I've ever come across, Mr. Erickson. My thoughts on Myron, Mr. Erickson, I don't know how a coach could work you so hard and still enjoy it, or we enjoyed it. I mean, nobody likes to practice, but I really liked practice. It was great, and the games were just fantastic. So, yeah, Mr. Erickson's top-notch person. And we learned a lot about life with Mr. Erickson, and he was just a really good man. Not so much, my memory's not so great. I remember every time I saw the certain referee that I knew I'd have a bad game. He didn't care for me much, and I knew I was fouling out of that game. I was just trying to get through halftime. But that's one thing I do remember. But all that and playing against Vanden, nobody gave us a chance to to beat Vanden, and we did twice. And other than that, I do remember when we were preseason games, we wouldn't be playing teams that are in our league, and we played some big schools, and we beat them, and that was impressive. That's when we start thinking, hey, we got something going here. My overall thoughts of the season, well, it was fantastic until I broke my leg halfway through it, and I was really disappointed then, but these guys are great, and I was still involved, I got to sit next to Coach Erickson when he would scream at Jeff Argent. And I was a little bit of a buffer zone because he would hit me on the leg like that, so he wouldn't hit anybody else, so it was all right. My overall thoughts of the season, well, it was fantastic until I broke my leg halfway through it, and I was really disappointed then, but these guys are great. And I was still involved, I got to sit next to Coach Erickson when he would scream at Jeff Argent. And I was a little bit of a buffer zone because he would hit me on the leg like that, so he wouldn't hit anybody else, so it was all right. Mr. Erickson wasn't a big talker, but you could tell his intentions were real well, and he felt for me, and he included me with everything, but like I say, he ran his show. He wasn't a real social type of person, but that's about what I remember. What do you mean, third sport as favorite?
Yeah.
I liked them all. I mean, you and I even did track, right? I even ran cross country for a little while when I was trying to rehabilitate the leg. But football, basketball, baseball it was great. Frustrating. It's frustrating when you've been playing as long as you and I have, and now you can't, I didn't cry about it, but I just pulled for you guys, No, I missed basketball, and then I missed baseball that season. I came back football season the next year.
You played in the playoffs.
No, I was still in a cast then. Out of high school, Okay, after high school, I went to a computer school. Okay, there's no sports there. So when you have that, it's a big drop off, not having sports. So I did a lot of pickup basketball games, played a lot of softball. We had a semi-pro baseball team for a few years. Football is something that you don't carry on past high school unless you're getting paid, right? We played on Thanksgiving, turkey bowls and things like that. But I mean, sports is a large part of my life, so wherever and whenever I could, I'd play. We won so much that we expected to win every game, right? And I remember, didn't Myron draw up plays on a board? I remember watching that and being infatuated, and then watch it work. It was impressive. Other than that, he would bounce things off of people like Leroy Kachaver, and sometimes he'd say things to me, but he wouldn't listen to my answer. He was just going to bounce them off of somebody, right? He knew what he was going to do. But, I might have said, yeah, good idea, coach. Other than that, he was going to do what he was going to do, and it worked, man. It was just pretty awesome. Take out plays, side, full court, everything, It was just really impressive to watch. Weaves, huh? We did those and then running those damn stairs were brutal. But, hey, it made us better. So whatever works. But it didn't seem like punishment. It was just to make us better. And, God, that was depressing. Nothing against Coach Paulin, but he wasn't Mr. Erickson.
He didn't know what to do with us.
No. He didn't have a long left leash for you. Mr. Erickson did. He tried. But, you and I kind of run that team.
We did. Yeah. I can remember we both fell out. We're getting beat bad.
Get our money's worth.
Those guys were going to pay us.
That's right. I do remember that now. You bring up that point. Yep, 2 minutes left. We're down by 20. Might as well go out.
Somebody's going home with the bridges.
Yeah, you were mostly playing, but this place was amazing. It really was, to listen. I watched the cheerleaders quite a bit during the game, but and whoever else was. But very unique place to play basketball. Very unique. I remember Rio Vista was pretty cool, but there's nothing like this, right? And the same thing with football fields. You remember the really bad ones? And we had one of them. Right, Grant? It was like playing in a cow pasture, but Dixon was worse, right? Yeah, the stands were fantastic here, huh? And remember the band? Oh, it was just great. Yeah.
And the community was there.
Oh, they were behind us, yeah. Yep. Hell, they'd talk about us in the bars and in the stores and the coffee shop. Because most of us lived here, right? Not like now. I mean, I don't know, it just seems like that generation, right?
30s.
Yeah, worked together, huh? And who else on that team that really played? You got Paul and Keith or Rodeo. Ralph grew up here. Tim Marion, but it was mainly just you and I, friends-wise. Because Foley or none of them played basketball. They dropped out. We played in grammar school. Yeah, another person that put us together pretty good, Mal Decker, Remember we had those 8th grade Crockett Rodeo teams?
Right.
To rebound and get the ball to the shooters. Okay, my role for the 1977-78 John Swett basketball team was to rebound, play defense, and get the ball to the shooters without even being told, right? I couldn't shoot for crap, so I got it to the people that could shoot. And I did develop a pretty good jump shot about 5 years out of high school, though, Jeff. I finally started to shoot. Couldn't hit a free throw to save my life, though. That's all right. Like Keith was saying, he figured out how to rebound it because he knew it was going to be short, right? Not too much because Jeff and I were only about 6 years old. And I've heard good things about him, but if you were able to, somehow pair him up, I think we'd beat him because we had Mr. Erickson. Plain and simple. Who was their coach? Right. I've heard my father talk about Blaine L. Stevens. He loved that guy. But no, I remember watching John Swett games, not when we were, 10, 12 years old, but before that, I don't have any recollection of that team. One thing I will add that I remember, because Grant and I played football, and then we were talking about it earlier, and then coming in to play basketball, these guys had already been playing basketball. So they were in basketball mode. Grant and I weren't. And then we'd run into people real easy, sometimes hurt them. And sorry, it's just a whole different sport. It takes a good month, huh, Grant? A month to get into basketball mode, That's another reason I didn't shoot. These guys are already shooting.
Well,
And you try not to run into people in basketball. You run into people in football.
unless there was 2 minutes left in the game, we're down by 20.
That's right. Then all bets are off.
Everybody's going down. All right, Jeff, fantastic. Great.
All right, thank you.